Hey everyone, let's create a simple and useful coffee holder model in SelfCAD. We will start by creating the base, top and bottom parts. Let's switch to top view and orthographic projection like this. So our workspace will look like a canvas that is perfect for drawing. Choose a freehand tool with a circle sketch to draw the round part of our future object. It will also need a hole for a cup. Set 64 number of edges to make the object smoother. Also set a minimum step size in the precision settings so our cursor will be glued to the grid. Put a dot in the center and press tab button and set 45 to bottom radius value. Now choose a rectangular brush and put a dot here. Move on 60 down. Now move to the right and set 90 to width. Then I will put a dot here and here setting 20. I want it to look better, so I'm going to choose a circle brush again and draw two circles here. To create a hole, I will use an erase step that will delete everything we draw. So put the dot in the center and set 35 as a radius. Then set 5 in height settings. Turn back to perspective projection and that's our result. Next we need to make a plane in the bottom part. We have two parts, one with a hole and another one filled. So we will create a copy using the copy offsets tool. Now our first created object is unselected and we can hide it. And to add a plane, choose a cylinder shape and switch off Hide All Objects settings. I will set both radiuses to 40 and height to 2. Now merge the cylindrical part and the bottom base to make one object. Now I'm going to show our hidden object and unselect the second one. Choosing another one, I will move it on 39 on Y, and that's our result. One object is a little higher than another one, and next we will create a fastening. It will hold the spring in our model. Change the top view and orthographic projection again, and with help of freehand tool I will create this shape. Quick apply. Now turn back to perspective projection and rotate on -90 on X and scale with keep proportion option on. I will also reduce the height to 30 and switch off the keep proportion option. I will set 5 on Z and move it here. Using scale, reach such a form. I will make a copy of it, and to place it on the opposite side, I will invert Z values. -27 in my case. Then I will copy both objects and rotate on 180 on X-axis. Then move it up. Now I will move each one on 5 lower on Z. And we will also need to create holes where will be placed the stick. Make a cylinder shape with 2 as both radiuses and 66 as height. These measures are a little bit bigger than real ones. Rotate on 90 on X and place here. Placement is important if we want a holder to move. As we have two similar parts, we need to make two copies of a stick. Because we can't make 4 holes using one stick, as it will be one object afterwards, so select the stick and make a copy. Then select the needed object. Use Stitch and Scoop with option difference. Let's take a look at our results so far to see how we are going. Now Ctrl Z and select other objects, also apply difference. Perfect. Next, select all those parts and move them. To put everything in the right position, you can switch on manual gizmo position in advanced settings. Now put the gizmo here, so pivot is counting from here now. That means we can apply center object option and get this needed result. Now, when you unselect the object, don't click on the center object because it will be count from the new dot now. And now we can move to 0 coordinates on Z, like this. Next, we need to create a factory for this spring. For this, create a cube with height value 7, width 10 and depth 25. Move on 5 on Y and minus 36 on X, so our spring will hold here. This part shouldn't protrude on this hole, so we need to move it right here. We need to create two such things so they can hold the spring. I will use a cube with 80 as depth, and I will move here and up and make a copy. After that, I will use stitch and scoop with the intersection on this object and move. Intersection means the central part of the object that are crossed, so we can get this cool shape. Using copy offsets, we can move it up, and we can customize the object a little to make it look better. Speaking of which, I want to add a nice pattern on the holder top. Let's use the Image to 3D tool. I picked a coffee seat pattern. Use Flip Background button to invert the cut if it doesn't look right. You can also check anti-aliasing to make it smoother. That's it. Now let's rotate it on 90 degrees on X-axis and make it smaller with Keep Proportion option on. Set 5 to Y and move it to the place on a handle. Using copy offsets, I will place a model a little more to the right. I will set 40 to X, and now let's move it more to the center and make a copy with 0 value in position settings. Also, move it on 19 on Z and rotate on 180. And now we need to remove unneeded coffee seats. Choose the seat and merge them, then copy the result. Now make it a little bigger. Use stitch and scoop with intersection object. Use the scale tool to make it look more flat. Last thing I want to create is a SelfCAD logo. Let's use Image to 3D tool and appropriate values. And now rotate it by minus 90 degrees on Y and Z axis. Lower Z to 70, keeping the proportions. Now go to Move tool and choose the magnet, then place it here. Switch off the magnet and move it. Now we need to prepare our 3D model for the print. All we need to do now is divide our model into parts. And then use Merge Objects to make a solid object. You also need to apply the Magic Fix with 250 value to fix the grid before printing. It's also better to rename them. And we have an amazing ready-to-print coffee cup holder. We hope this was fun. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Tell us what tutorial you'd like to see next in the comments.